Hello and welcome back to Catch and Cook California. I'm Kevin and this is video number 9 in my new series, An Introduction to Freediving and Spearfishing California. Today I'm back down in Southern California joined by my best friend Alex. We're gonna hop in the water and do another sheep crab dive. Let's go.
Something my dad always emphasized when we were kids was to lay out your dive gear before you make your dive trip. Put your fins and booties where your feet are, put your knife on your leg, lay it out like it's on your body, and this way you will be sure to not forget any piece of gear. I recommend doing this whether you're taking a long trip or even if you're doing a rental, just to be sure that you're leaving the shop with everything.
First things first, let's talk a little bit about fins. If you go to most swim shops or even a lot of scuba shops, the fins are about that long, maybe about that long, but they're certainly not this long. These are long blade fins and these are specific for freediving. The way it works is, with a longer blade, you have more surface area, and therefore with every kick, it displaces more water. That means we can kick less times and cover the same distance as a shorter sprinting fin. A short fin requiring you to kick much more, it uses a lot more of your thigh muscles, and your thigh muscles are the biggest muscles on your body. Every time you move your thighs, you're burning oxygen. So, if you can minimize the number of kicks, it actually allows you to conserve your oxygen and improves your breath hold. Sometimes fins will come with an open heel and a strap back here. The full foot pocket allows the fin to conform to your foot, and there's no play in between the pocket and your foot, which basically translates to greater efficiency moving from your leg into your foot and into the fin itself. Now, there's a number of different companies out there. These are made by a company called Seek. This is the Modus. I had just finished my dissertation and I wasn't exactly rolling in the dough at that moment, and I broke an old fin and I needed a fin replacement, and these were super inexpensive. I think they were around $100, $110. Now there's a few other companies I would recommend over Seek, but the one thing I liked about these was they had a size 15 foot pocket, and I'm a giant, so I needed that. These are a bit on the stiff side. The first time I dove with them I could really feel it, but now I feel like they've broken in a bit and I don't really feel them at all. These are plastic blades, and plastics are definitely all you need to get started in freediving. There are plenty of companies that make carbon fiber blades, and carbon fiber is much more efficient, so you'll feel a lot less resistance as you're kicking, and for a lot of people that's a game changer. But carbon fiber is also more brittle. If you're spending a lot of time in the shallows when you're first learning, carbon fiber may not be the best bet for you. Not to mention, the blades themselves, not even including the foot pocket on a carbon fiber, can run double the price of a full plastic fin. So it's about costs and benefits. I'm not saying plastic is better than carbon. I think carbon is actually proven to be much better than plastic. But if you're on a budget, plastic long blades will absolutely get you in the water. Sorry it's not gin clear, man.
It's alright.
Good to see you though.
Good to see you, man.
So yeah, the water was a bit murky, especially on the first drop. Don't worry, it's not going to be like this the whole video, but I dropped down to the bottom and I was cruising along. I could see a lot of sand and even some kelp kicked up in the water. And the best way to avoid that situation is to dive around the high tide rather than the low tide. If you dive around the high tide, it tends to settle out and give you a little bit better visibility.
This is better here, at least 6 feet. It's still kind of murky, but there's a calico underneath me. So calicos and sand bass got to be 14 inches. Everything else we're going to see is probably not going to have a size limit other than halibut, 22.
Here I'm putting the pole spear back on my board. I switched over to my spear gun, and I'm only putting one band on my spear gun because my idea here is to hunt the holes. So any kind of caves, anything that might be close up, and that way if the visibility is poor and I'm not necessarily seeing fish on the periphery, I can hunt those holes that are much closer to me so I can actually see what's there. That's the reality of undersea hunting in California, is that there's a lot of days where the visibility is not, like Hawaii or Tahiti. But the bottom line is, it doesn't mean that you gotta, cry and run home to mama. Instead, you just change your approach. You change the way you hunt. And if I have 6 feet of viz, I can hunt. So down here, I'm looking in the back of this cave. I don't know if you saw that. Let's slow it down. Right there to the right of that sea star, that's a sand bass, and a good size one. Sand bass have to be 14 inches as of 2023. That's their legal minimum size. This guy was probably about 15 and a half, so I was actually, considering hunting him. And when I looked off to the right, I saw in the middle of the water a big legal calico. But as I lined up, he gave me the slip. No dice. Big fish there. Really good eating. They got to be 14 inches as well. So, with no luck, I decided to throw that second band on because the visibility was actually improving a little bit, and so I'm thinking, well, now I might actually get a shot in the middle of the water column. So I drop back down and I start looking around. You can see some half moons swimming by. There's some perch out here as well. Alex is not a huge fan of perch, so I didn't want to spear perch today because I'm only going to take what we're truly going to appreciate together, and we were planning to cook together. And half moon, they're really not my favorite fish. It's a good fish if you're just learning how to spearfish, but there's a lot of fish out there that have a much better texture and flavor, in my opinion. So I'm just doing some drops here in the shallows, and you can see that, the visibility is not exceptional, but if you look on the periphery here, I've got probably a murky sort of 12 feet of visibility, something like that. And then I've got this harbor seal cruising by to say hi. There's a huge school of fish here. I think these are grunion, and grunion can indicate that halibut are close to shore.
In a huge school, it might have been grunion.
Oh, yeah, I saw the little fish.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of them.
Let's hunt here, dude. There might be halibut here.
Okay.
And let's keep an eye out for those opali, too.
When the grunion run, they basically come in and spawn in the shallows, and halibut can be in the shallows underneath them. This is a clip of hundreds of sand dollars all over the bottom. Really cool. So I cruised over to this piece of structure thinking if I was a sand bass, that's where I would be. No sand bass there. And then back to the reef, and here's another harbor seal just hanging out. I love these harbor seals. They're very friendly, very curious. Hey, buddy. And yeah, just so cool to see. So we kept making drops. We kept hunting these sand patches around the rocks in anticipation of a halibut, but no matter how much we hunted today, I didn't see a single one, which is kind of surprising because I've seen a lot of flatties out here at this particular spot over the years. But all good. Just kept making drops, kept pounding the sand, and then finally working closer to the reef. And finally, as we got out into deeper water, you can see that the visibility is actually improving even more. And eventually we got away from those real sandy patches and got into more hard rocky reef.
Couple more dives right here. Come on over, man. Couple more and then let's go.
So you can see things are getting very dark now. The sun has actually already set. That's why I'm saying a couple more dives. As I dive down here, Alex has let me know that there is a sheep crab somewhere around here. And Alex has never taken a sheep crab.
I didn't see him. You'll have to point him out.
I think they were closer to these rocks.
Okay. The viz is better here.
Yeah.
We only got a couple more minutes though.
I know.
So we're racing the clock, and it's really hard, again, to breathe up and give yourself adequate time on the surface when you know it's getting darker and darker by the minute. Now, we could switch over, start using dive lights, but neither one of us had really anticipated doing a night dive. We just thought we'd jump in for an hour, maybe spear a fish, head home and make some dinner. And it turns out this is the very end of the dive. That's when Alex spots this sheep crab, and now it's like, okay, well, we haven't seen anything to spear. Let's get down there and see if we can find that crab. But you can see just how dark it is, and I'm just about to switch over to my light. And then I look over, just beyond the edge of the reef here as I'm kind of swimming along, I see the distinct silhouette of the sheep crab right here. Big crab, largest species of crab in California. And this is actually a pair of them mating.
I found him. Come grab this guy. The one on top is a male. You should grab it.
How do you grab it?
Just grab both of its claws at the same time and just hold on.
I can't do it.
You totally can. Come get it, man. We got minutes to spare. You got this, dude. So after a little pep talk, Alex was all about it. I was showing him where it was, and I marked it with my float line, and that is extremely important. I've got my spear gun at the end there. I just kind of set it in that area because we found it once. It's very easy to get pushed off of a spot, and then it's very difficult to find it again. So I took another breath, dove down, and I just wanted to point it out to Alex in case my spear gun had drifted or if the crab had seen my movement and decided to move. I just wanted to help out and see if maybe I could help him find it. But it was right where I left the spear gun. Alex made his first drop, but he was on the other side of the rock. You know, I was rushing. I told him it was near the marker at the end of the float line, but, you know, I didn't tell him, oh, it's, you know, to the left or to the right.
He's this way. You got this, dude. One last breath.
Okay.
Just calm down and let's try it one more time, then we're out of here.
And so I dropped back down and pointed to him, and here he is, Alex coming in into the abyss, into the dark, and now he's got to tap this thing to get its claws to lift up and grab a hold of it. This is the first time he's ever done it, so he's like, I don't know, man. Like, this is the biggest crab in California, but here he's got it. And things get complicated here because now he's got his hands on the claws, but there's a female underneath.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Hold it up, hold it up. Hold it. Okay, let's look at it. Put your snorkel in. Snorkel. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
So the reason I keep saying look at it, look at it, look at it is not because I want him to, like, you know, really appreciate this catch, though we both do. It's because he's got his hands on the male's claws, and the female, we have no idea where her pinchers are, so she could totally jack him up. Now, usually when crabs are mating, we tend to leave them alone, but today that was the only thing that we found, so this guy went out with a bang.
Thank you.
Oh, that was badass, bro. That's a big crab. It doesn't even fit in the bag, man. Just hop on this thing.
So I pulled in my spear gun and grabbed Alex's board, and we headed in.
That was awesome, bro. Thank you, sheep crab.
Just for scale, there's a standard 12-ounce can. That is a massive crab.
Freaking huge, dude. Look at the claws on him. And he looks hella cool.
He's gnarly, huh?
Yeah, he looks like a freaking alien. So how old do you think he is?
12.
12? In crab years?
No idea. You can see that it's actually pointed rather than rounded. This is a male, and we want to place the knife right there at the tip of the point. We're just going to go through its heart. Crazy. You like my hair? I tried to do it extra. Hang on. Okay, perfect.
Hold on, let me do my hair.
We got this at like the last minute of light. So we had to drive back here, process the crab and everything. So we're having dinner, what is it, like 11 or something?
Yeah, it's European dinner.
Dude, I'm gonna go with a piece of crab first. Alright.
Yeah.
It's got more texture than a dungy. What do you think of the flavor?
Flavor is good. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Like a crab.
Like a crab.
Yeah.
I mean, not quite like a dungy. Like,
right.
I don't think it's as sweet.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's definitely very good.
Yeah.
I think it needs a little salt, though.
Okay.
You think so?
Sure.
I got Icelandic sea salt.
salt was perfect, man. Took it over the
perfect
top.
touch.
You were absolutely right.
There's nothing I don't like about this.
Yeah, agreed. I would totally take another sheep crab. Dude, this is freaking good.
It is freaking good, man.
Thanks for saving the day and getting us a big ass crab.
I freaked out. I couldn't even pick it up. He had to talk me through it. And it was getting dark, too. We were running out of time.
That was the latest I've ever been out there diving. I mean, other than going for a night dive. But I was like, sun's going down. We gotta go. And then, of course, he finds it. I was like, we have 3 drops. That's all we've got time for. We did 3. And then on the 3rd one, he finds that. And I'm like, well, we're doing 3 more so we can get this crab. Alrighty, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did so, please leave us a comment and give us a thumbs up and all that good stuff. And until next time.
Yeah. Keep the old ways alive.
Do what he says. He means it.
Subscribe.
Oh, yes.
Like. Leave comments.
Yep. See you next time.
All right.
Anyway, Alex was saying that it's real easy to drift off your spot when you're out there and you find something, you hit the surface, and then what were you saying?
Yeah. It's so easy to just drift away and not, find your spot again.
Yep.
So that's why you got to listen to Kevin's tricks and tips, because he finds out a way to mark his spots. If you know it, not like a cat or a dog does, but but more like a spearfisher or free diver does.
Okay.
I marked a couple of spots though, like
I bet you did.
I really had to go. And it's usually right after I put my wetsuit on.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to find those again because I didn't want to come back to it. He was making love to his girlfriend, or probably just a girl that he just met.
You know what? Maybe it was his wife, okay? Keep it
It could
decent.
have been, yeah.
Keep it decent.
Or one of his many mistresses. Yeah, chewy, almost like gristly almost.
Well, I don't know. Gristly.
Well, I think I got a piece of, gristle. It's good to have your last meal of the night be pasta, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there a reason behind that?
Next thing they're going to invent is smell-o-vision.
Oh, yeah.
And taste-o-vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll sit down to the TV and you'll stick 2 little things up your nose and like a snorkel thing in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be right here with us.
That's right.
We should patent that.
We should patent that.
It doesn't seem invasive at all.
No, not at all. It's a tube that sticks down, all the way down.
I was worried I didn't have enough outtakes, but I think we got that covered now.